I'm sitting here, and I have to admit I'm in a little bit of a foul mood. And one of the things that really does help to get me out is I need to blog. Yeah, I need to linguistically articulate a verbal response to some article I see. So, of course, the first thing I see on media is Congressman Bob Rush kicked off House floor for wearing hoodie. And I'm thinking to myself, going, Tim, if you blog about this and you use the name Rush in the title, you're going to get a copyright infringement from Rush Limbaugh and the Premier Radio Network, because they're going to say that you're talking about Rush Limbaugh. Do you really want to do this? And I'm thinking, Tim, go right ahead. Yes, I'm talking about myself in the third person, right? Yeah, told you, going a little bit on the old, psycho side. So I'm thinking to myself, going, all right. But really, it wasn't Rush Limbaugh that got kicked off the House floor for wearing a hoodie. No, it happened to be Congressman Bobby Rush. Now, it's just coincidentally his name is Rush, but it's the last one and not the first one, and I'm not including in, Rush Limbaugh. So I said, you know what, the hell with it. Let's take a chance on blogging about this, because I have to admit, I think this is a great campaign stunt. I seriously do. Illinois Rep. Bobby Rush, a D. Now, that stands for dipwad or dipshit. That I don't know. But it is a D right after his name. Was removed from the House floor Wednesday morning after donning the hood of his sweater. Now, I have to admit, I've never known a sweatshirt with a hood to be called a sweater. But hey, whatever these columnists want to write. And thus, according to Rep. Greg Harper, an R. Now, that probably stands for Rhino. I'll behave on that one, because we all know what they're working together. To do what? To take away your fundamental rights. Yes, your individual rights. Yes, that would be your liberty. The chair will ask the Sergeant of Arms to enforce the prohibition on decorum, said Harper, acting as Speaker. Members need to remove their hoods or leave the floor. Rush had donned the hood in commemoration of Trayvon Martin, whose hood has been the topic of record public discord. Wow, we're just a little bit off here today. Rush had donned. See, this is why I said every time I'm thinking, every time I mention the name Rush, I'm totally serious. I'm going to get a copyright infringement because I said the word Rush. Rush had donned the hood to commemorate Travis Martin, whose hoodie has been the topic of recent public discourse, particularly in light of Geraldo Rivera's assertion that the teen's clothing had been a major contributor factor in his death. Now, I will link up this entire article, but to be honest with you, I just think this is a good campaign stunt. I have really a lot of friends that live in Illinois and in Chicago. They tell me about the corruption going on. They tell me about things that are happening, so I can take this assertion to say flat right out, this is only going to help his reelection. It certainly is only going to help. No, it's not going to hurt. But I kept thinking, I have to admit, at the very end, before I decided to blog on this, because I was afraid of a copyright infringement by Rush Limbaugh and Premier Radio. But anyways, I was thinking about that other congressman, who I won't bother to look up his name, who thought that if they put too many military men on this island, that the thing was going to tip over. Yeah, seriously. He needed the general to give him all the dimensions, because that's what he was afraid of. Yeah, that the island was going to tip over. And they never removed this guy from the floor. But no. He dons his hoodie, and he does look like a gangster. And they remove him for wearing a hat. Well, a hood is not a hat. It's a hood. But it's the day and age we live in now. Why? Because we wanted... No, I didn't want it. I shouldn't add the word we. Some people out there wanted a change. Yes, they wanted to see their country fundamentally transformed. Well, how you liking it, baby? How you liking it? Well, I'm Tim Donovan, and I'm on the right, just waiting to get another copyright infringement from Premier Radio and Rush Limbaugh just for talking about a congressman whose name happens to have Rush at the end of his name on the right side of Kennybunk.